Everybody, welcome to Blabbin' About Slabbin'. Today we're going to talk about some crazy Ohtani sales.
Yeah, so Shohei Ohtani gave us, we can just call it what it was. It was like the greatest baseball game one player's ever had. It was pretty awesome.
Yep.
Kind of rewrote his whole postseason narrative in about 3 hours. But his market's obviously just been bananas. And we're seeing like record sales on pretty much every one of his cards. So Jeff and I wanted to highlight 10 of these card sales that we saw over the last week or so. And it's not just going to be high end. We're looking at some really fun low end sales as well. So yeah, this will be a pretty entertaining exercise, we hope.
Yep. And Chris, I believe that you pointed out a crazy sale that's not even going to make this list. So an honorable mention from
Yeah, it's hard to narrow down just 10, Jeff, because it feels like every hour, there's some random card of Shohei Ohtani's sells for like 4 figures, and we're like, what? But what did even make our list? His 2018 Stadium Club Beam Team. We're talking about a paper card, a paper insert card in the last week sold for like $170. So we are in some crazy times.
All right, well, let's jump into our top 10. What's number 10?
Okay, number 10 is what the hobby has identified as the card. I'm putting that in air quotes because I don't know. I think air quotes are funny. Some people say they're annoying. It's probably both. But his 2018 Bowman Chrome rookie card is it's not a super low pop card, Jeff. We're talking about 4,800 PSA 10s, and about a year ago you could buy this card for what, like $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah.
And earlier this year, even until like May, this card was selling around like 1,500. It was creeping up, maybe 17, maybe 1,800. In the last week, Jeff, we've seen sales at $3,500.
It's crazy. And you mentioned the pop count over 4,000. It's not unprecedented for a card that has that big of a pop count to gain some value. Another card we've talked about a lot this year is the Upper Deck Griffey Jr. that's getting a lot of press, and that pop is also over 4,000. So it's not unprecedented, but can it sustain those levels?
Yeah, these two cards are really interesting. A lot of parallels between them, and I don't mean like parallels of the card. I mean parallels between the card. The Griffey obviously has none. But here I think we have the two most popular hobby icons of their eras: Griffey of the 90s and Ohtani now. And these are the cards that the hobby identified as the most important, their favorite, and they're both card number 1, which is kind of cool. I feel like that's always a sign that like Topps gives card number 1. It was Mike Trout for a run of like 7 or 8 years. They try to give it to a player. I think it means something. And these players both have their best rookie cards as card number 1 in sets that have become iconic, for one reason or another. So there's a lot of really interesting parallels here. The pops and the values are very similar. And honestly, if you'd asked me 6 months ago, Jeff, I would say the ceiling for that Bowman Chrome, it couldn't be past $2,500. But hey, we were wrong a lot. If you follow this channel,
it blew right past that $2,500 mark. Now, can it get to Griffey's $4,500 value?
I don't know. At this point, I don't think anything's off the table. Ohtani just keeps doing stuff we've never seen. The World Series starts today, so he homers in this first game, and I imagine the sales are they're gonna jump again. Everyone wants a piece of him.
Now, Bowman Chrome was printed much less than Topps Chrome in 2018, but switching gears to his Topps Chrome base card, which there are a lot of. There are a lot of Chrome base cards. Raw cards this week were selling for $159, $171. These aren't rare cards, Chris.
Yeah,
you've got them sitting around. Maybe it's time to shove them off, sell them, and get a nice card for the PC.
Yeah, you start to feel like listen, this is a card that a lot of people collected because they love it, and that's totally fine. And obviously that's great. That's what this hobby should be. But man, sometimes you see some of these sales, Jeff, and you just feel like there's an opportunity here to maybe move into like a bigger card if that's something you want, because these Topps Chrome base cards of Shohei Ohtani, like Jeff said, were not rare. 2018 Topps Chrome was printed pretty aggressively. And we got just your basic pitching image. And here we are, Thursday, October 23rd. Best offer accepted, $171.
Incredible. That brings us to number 8, and we're going to go back to 2018 Bowman Chrome, Chris, for number 8.
Yeah, we're seeing some pretty fun, some pretty crazy sales here. His parallels, because the rainbow is limited. Some of these parallels are starting to really pick up in value, and this one kind of blew us away. I thought for sure it had to be a typo. I've been saying that a lot. So here's this green refractor, numbered to 99 in a PSA 10. Um, there's a lot of talk about this card, and in this particular set, the blue, despite being numbered to like 51 more copies, has been more popular, Jeff, because it's just the look of it. It does look better. This has kind of a Christmassy feel to it, for better or for worse. A lot of green and red. So it was sort of the redheaded stepchild of his Bowman Chrome parallels for a while.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think there are any discounted or disrespected versions of this card anymore, Jeff.
I mean, I guess it still may trail those other colors in value, but the value that it's getting now can't be ignored. What did this sell for?
Yeah. So on Monday, 3 days after his epic performance, this card sold for a whopping $30,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that is that's kind of bananas. And a little icing on the cake here, if you happen to be a big green refractor fan, last night, so Thursday, the Fanatics Collect Premier auction for October ended, and an autographed version of this green refractor, also in a PSA 10, sold for $105,000, including their buyer's premium.
A six-figure card.
That is a six-figure card. So there's no doubt that I think hobbyists and baseball card speculators, investors have identified Ohtani is the GOAT. Like, this is the guy. This is the Brady. This is the Jordan. Mookie Betts said it himself, Jeff, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's much disputing it after what he put up against in Game 4 against the Brewers. Now, we had some chances to buy these. The green auto was more common. Green parallel and green auto were more common to see at shows in 2023 and 2024 because, like you said, they weren't as sought after as the blues and obviously the gold and orange. But we didn't buy any of those.
We laugh because
they were there.
Because I'm dehydrated from the tears. It's yes, Jeff and I we're not the only ones. A lot of us have passed up these cards at opportunities that, man, again, we hate to talk about cards as investing. We hate to talk about cards only in terms of their prices and their values, but we're getting into pretty serious money here.
Yeah, life-changing money.
Yes, life-changing money, house-altering money.
Yeah.
Car
buying money.
Pet surgery money. Like, we are getting into some serious stuff here, and it's we don't want to focus on it. We're trying not to focus on it, but man, oh man, it's hard not to. All right, what's at number 6, Jeff?
Number 7. Number 7, we've got a non-pack pulled card, Chris, which is something we rarely talk about on this channel. Typically, we veer towards cards that you can get out of packs, but one of his best rookie images was in a non-pack pulled set. It was the complete set chrome, and I believe his gold refractor from that set, a PSA 10, sold recently for a lot more money than non-pack pulled cards usually sell for.
Yeah, we'll give you guys they're these complete set parallels. They have chrome, or the complete set variations have chrome versions. Those chrome versions, of course, have parallels, and I'm sure those parallels have parallels of parallels. Jeff and I dabbled briefly in these in 2019. You might remember there's a cool Tatis, like a horizontal one of him in the dugout. I think he's taping up his bat. It's a very cool looking card. And then Vladimir Guerrero had one as well, fielding a ground ball, which is not a great looking card by any means. But Jeff and I bought the gold refractor of that. I think we paid about $800 for it. And we're like, it's gold refractor. This is going to be great. Forgetting that he already had like 2 gold refractors in Topps Chrome and then in Topps Chrome Update. Anyway, we sold that card for like $180 a couple years later. So we've sworn off the complete set chrome parallels. Maybe we shouldn't have, Jeff.
I'm sure the price that we could have paid for this card 2 years ago is much less than the price that it went for this week.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know if this person had 2 copies or maybe 130 point is just showing the same sale twice. Not sure what happened here, but yeah, this card went for $16,600 in a PSA 10.
Great image.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is one of the ultimate what ifs, Jeff. What if Topps had used this hitting image for US 1 in paper and in chrome and update? I mean,
Well, one thing we know for sure is that the Bowman wouldn't be as expensive as it is.
Yeah, this might be the card if it was card number 1 an update. Instead of getting buried here with the complete set. I think these were in retail factory sets. Just kind of an inexplicable choice.
Yeah. Yep.
But
All right, for number 6, we're going to double up. We've got a pair of cards for you. And as you know, Chris has an affinity for large size cards, as you can see behind him. What's number 6?
Sometimes size does matter in the hobby. Totally random story. I was at an antique mall with my mom this weekend, and this one booth was selling these giant, oversized like Christmas balls for your tree. And I said, "Mom, do you want to get some of these big balls for your tree?" And she said, and I quote, "Big balls don't impress me." So take that for what you will.
She's
Anyway.
a gangster.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What does impress me, though, are big cards. And I love an oversized card. As you can see behind me, I got some of them. But 2 Ohtani oversized jumbo box toppers sold in the last week. And, well, I'm just going to show them to you. Here's the first one. It's a little bit small. I apologize. Broken record there. But here's his 2019 Stadium Club box topper. This is not autographed. I don't think it's serial numbered. Not that would really matter. And it's not a rookie, Jeff. But still, it was $200 on eBay. And you know the one reason I love these is the chance to get them signed. But I mean, what's an Ohtani auto going to cost? I don't even know.
That would look good with a signature on it.
Oh, a nice big kanji auto right over his name would be
yeah.
incredible on this. I don't know what he charges for that. It's probably like 10K or something. I have no idea. I'm just pulling a number out of the
if you could even get it.
But this card is cool. I do like this image, kind of the dugout contemplating his next at bat, probably looking at his teammates and thinking, why does almost everyone on my team terrible? But that wasn't the only one. Then also this bad boy, which is another kind of a cool looking card. This 2019 Gypsy Queen box topper. This sold best offer accepted for, I think it was $210 or $220.
Another one that would look good with an auto.
Another one that would look great with an auto. But Jeff, can you imagine, like, you're ripping a box of 2019 Stadium Club and you just open up the top and sitting on top is a Shohei Ohtani non-autoed box topper. It's just sitting there and you're like, well, this box paid for itself. If you heard someone say that in 2019, you would think they were insane.
Yes. These were just throw-ins.
Yeah, but they are very cool. So
yeah,
we're not judging or anything. If you bought one of these, they're going to look great on your shelf. I think these behind me look pretty cool.
Number 5, we're going back to the Bowman Chrome Well. The Bowman Chrome Refractor is a very sought-after card of Shohei Ohtani, numbered at just $4.99. A PSA 10 recently sold for a pretty incredible price. I think you're going to pull it up for us, Chris.
Yeah. So a PSA 10, $20,900. These cards are numbered to $4.99. I think the PSA 10 pop is approaching $150. So we're not talking about something like insanely rare. We're just talking about something iconic that looks incredible.
Yes, and we're very familiar with this card. We actually had a copy of this card. And let's see, was it May? So that's 5 months ago that we sold it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a PSA 10. And looking at that price right there for the PSA 9 below the 10, we actually sold our PSA 10 for less than that.
Yeah.
My, how things have changed.
Yeah. These cards have boomed. These cards have full on gone nuclear. If you're looking, I don't know what the other colors go for. We saw the green went for 30. I haven't seen a blue PSA 10. And for sure, we haven't seen a gold sale of any kind since May. PSA 10 went for $19.5, I think. I want to say it was either on Heritage or Golden.
On Facebook, Chris, I did see somebody was offering a PSA 10 blue. I think they wanted $55,000 for it. So we'll see if that sells.
Oh, I'm not sure what multiplier we get for a green for 30 does not make a blue 55, but hey, maybe in today's market. Maybe
in Ohtani's market, right?
Yeah, maybe in Ohtani's market. I will tell you guys straight up that we had that refractor for a couple of weeks, and it was, I think, aesthetically one of the absolute most beautiful cards that we have ever held. Outside of course, any Stadium Club Chrome card, It was a really, really nice card. The shine was great. And we sold it to buy other Otanis, so at least there's that. But man, that's one.
And I have to tell you, though, when you're buying these, be careful, because one thing that bothered me more than it bothered Chris was that it was slightly off center. And as you remember, PSA, their centering standards weren't quite as strict before as they are now. And a lot of Bowman Chrome in general from 2018 is off left to right. So just be careful if you're buying sight unseen, because these PSA 10 Otanis run the gamut of centering. So just be careful. So sticking with Bowman Chrome for number 4, he has a blue autograph, as we've talked about. There's a PSA 9 that is selling on Golden, and I'm not even sure when that ends, but it's not done yet, and it already is the highest price one of these has ever sold for, and it's nearing, Chris, the price of the last PSA 10 sale, which was also back in May when we sold the refractor.
Yeah. Yeah, we're cheating a little bit because this one isn't done. It is still going. This is obviously just like, it's a stunning card. And full disclosure, if you watch our channel, Jeff and I have a BGS copy of this card, which honestly at this point is looking like the best the best decision we ever made. And that's coming from two guys who are married, and Jeff does have kids. Yeah, so here we are at Golden. This has 8 days left, and with buyer's premium, this is a $67,000 bid. Currently winning this Ohtani blue Bowman Chrome auto in a 9.
Which would seem like it's very good timing for this seller.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Golden's October. I think it's called October Legends, I think. So it's been going for most of this month. So there's some other Ohtani stuff in here that's pretty incredible. And yeah, buyers or sellers were just hoping, let's see what he does in October. And it looks like it's going to pay off pretty well for them. We know, reminder, guys, these are all redemptions. Okay, so you cannot pull this autograph out of a pack
anymore. Right.
Anymore.
So be careful when you're buying Bowman Chrome from 2018, because some people on eBay are still advertising that you can get Ohtani autos, which there's a very few autos you can get, but it's
that
rare.
Image variation, yeah, where he's carrying the bag.
Yes, like impossibly rare. So
there's 26 total of those, count the superfractor, and a lot of them have been graded. So how many of those are out there? Who knows? It's probably less than 10, and your odds of pulling one are astronomical, which makes me really contemplate or curious about this sale, which also happened at Fanatics Collect. Their auction ended last night. Here's a 12 box case, hobby case of Bowman Chrome, and it sold for $32,000. And
so you can still get the non-auto parallels, but that's a lot of money. Wow.
Yeah, that's a huge. You're running a mat. I mean, I think if you're buying this, you have to keep it sealed, because this is such an iconic product. You can't possibly risk opening this, because if you don't get an Ohtani parallel, you're in big trouble. Those Devers and Acuna autos just aren't what they once were, Jeff. But I will say kudos to Fanatics in their lengthy description here. They did not mention Ohtani autographs, so at least they were pretty straight up about that, which I appreciate.
That's good.
This whole product is going wild, and yeah, it's good to see energy in the hobby. But man, is it focused on one person, Jeff?
It sure is focused. And anecdotally, we've heard of a lot of some of these higher end Ohtani cards being bought for personal collections for overseas, and that may be the case. So some of these higher end ones, while the supply does seem higher than a typical card of this value, maybe the supply isn't really that high. A lot of people are holding on to these pretty strongly. At number 3, checking in, is our first non-rookie Ohtani card. We've seen some of this Ohtani mania spread away from his rookie cards. A lot of it's focused there, but some of his non-rookies are also going up. And there was one that caught your eye specifically, Chris, as being a surprisingly high number for a second-year card.
Yes. Now, there's one thing. If you follow Jeff and I at all, we love a good Gold Cup card. Dates back to collecting in the late 80s. That 87 top set brought it back. So we have really fond memories, a lot of nostalgia with these Gold Cups. So this is Ohtani's second-year Topps Chrome card. So this is his X-Fractor parallel. These are not numbered, and not, by today's standards, they're not super rare at all, Jeff.
No. This is quite a common card. It's nice to see it in X-Fractor format, but last year this was what, maybe a $20 card
Like at most,
ish.
I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine it being much more than that. But today, um, yeah,
Nearly $100.
I just it's hard to really, it's hard to really put that into like a serious perspective. Let's get rid of that. There we go. All right. So the best chance we can do here is also, Jeff, in 2019 Topps Chrome, we know Acuna and Soto also have second year cards with Gold Cup parallels, and they're every bit as unrare, if you will, as the Otanis are. And Juan Soto this year, his PSA 10 of this very same X Factor card sold for $45. So what multiplier is Ohtani times Soto at this point? I got to get those.
Right. And the fact that this is raw, the grading fee is at least $20. So the Soto card raw is what, a $20 card tops?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a big multiplier.
It's a big multiplier. And this is cool. And I do wonder if we're going to start to see more hitting image cards really distance themselves from the non-hitting cards. But how high do we think this card can get, Jeff?
But this is going to bump the price of wax from 2019 up as well.
It sure is. It sure is. All right. We're down to our top two. And we're going to grab a couple of cards from two very different ends of the hobby spectrum. All right. So, Jeff, what do we got at number two?
Okay, number two is maybe the sale that perplexed Chris the most this week. A lot of questioning emojis came through on the text chain with this one. A non-rookie card.
Yeah, if there's an emoji I overuse, it's definitely the
Yeah.
Like, what?
Another non-rookie card, but this was a six-figure non-rookie card, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, as we go, as Ohtani's career continues, we're going to get more and more relic autos, patch autos, bat barrel autos, cleat autos, all sorts of stuff. And Topps is going to advertise them to no end. They're using them to sell every single set that they make. And we just wonder, how can the market sustain new versions of this? Almost every other month, we're getting a new copy of some relic auto from Shohei Ohtani. So one of these sold last night on Fanatics Collect, and it's a bat knob relic. And this one, as Jeff said, I
told Chris, people love their bat knobs. I've seen some bat knob sales before. People have sent me Robin Yount bat knobs, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool card. And I go and look, and it's $2,500 or $3,000, and I'm not paying that for a bat knob. So there does seem to be a very select, deep-pocketed group that loves bat knob cards, and this seems to be the peak. This has to be the peak bat knob, right?
It's got to be peak bat knob, Jeff. I mean, so this is from 2020. It's from Topps Tier 1, which, despite being called Tier 1, I don't think it's a Tier 1 product.
It's not.
And yeah, so in the description, we learned that this is his first bat knob card, and this is a 1 of 1. But I think bat knobs are usually 1 of 1s, aren't they, Jeff? I don't think there's multiple.
They've got to be, unless you're giving the top of the bat knob.
All right. So some other like good things about this card. The auto's on card. We have his original auto style. It looks like it's a very bold auto. It's not streaky, and we do get a hitting image of him here. And in fact, you can see the knob in the photo. Would not put it past Topps, by the way, to throw a pitching image on this card.
On a bat knob card.
Yeah. Thankfully, they didn't. But I don't know. I feel like this is the type of thing if you try to resell this somewhere down the line, you're going to try to explain the significance of this to your throat is hoarse. But I don't know. Surely this card is cool, Jeff, but $132,000 is absolute insanity to me.
And this is where we'd love to hear from people. If there are any bat knob collectors in or watching this, please let us know in the comments the appeal and how wide the demand is for bat knobs. Because you're right, Chris, if you go to sell this, I mean, I guess you have to find another Ohtani bat knob fan.
I guess. I mean, I would rather, I'm assuming, I'm going to make a wild assumption here, I could buy a game-used bat autographed by Ohtani for less than this.
I'm sure.
I would think I'll take that all day. This is a knob that he had his hands on. So maybe that's your thing. I don't know. We all collect differently in this hobby, and this particular subset of the hobby isn't as interesting to me. I prefer like I'll give me a great image with an auto. Like I'll take that over this. But so yeah, in the comments, if you guys love this, if you think this price makes sense to you, please let us know. Because yeah, we always like to learn new facets of the hobby.
At number one, we're dropping from 132,000 to under $100, Chris. But the shockingness of this sale or these sales, it's not the price, it's the card. It's a base card, a raw base card. We're talking about maybe his best flagship image, which is his rookie debut from Update. But rookie debut typically don't sell for nearly as much as their regular typical flagship rookie.
That's right. Yeah, they're usually just generally ignored.
Yes.
For the most part in the hobby.
And in this case, for Shohei Ohtani, what was a $1 or $2 card just a couple of years ago is now selling for what?
We have seen sales between, it shocks me to say this, from $50 all the way up to $75.
$75 for a base rookie debut card, raw. That's crazy.
That just seems absolutely insane. But one thing I like about this, Jeff, is it does show sort of the power of the image. People want that flagship. They want the RC. They want the RC logo with a hitting image, and this is the best. This is what Topps gave him in terms of pack pulled cards. Again, if this was US 1 or this was his if this was his update base card, this would probably be the card. But it isn't. But man, Jeff.
I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of these cards were printed.
Oh, easily. Yeah. 2018 update was printed quite literally to the moon.
Yeah, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of people digging back in their boxes. Not that Ohtani would be in a common box, but he wouldn't be in a box that somebody would immediately think is a $50 card.
Yeah, we are seeing his base cards, and this is actually it's really fun to see. You know, people, like we said, people want to be a part of this. They want to own some Shohei Ohtani because this is exciting. What we're seeing, we've never seen before. No one's ever seen before. It's impressive. It's unprecedented. And the base cards are going to be your cheapest route, and they're not that cheap anymore. The Topps Chrome version of this in a base card's up over $100 consistently on eBay. We're seeing his base Topps image of him pitching in the white jersey is over $100 for the flagship card. And in Chrome, you know, this is crazy times. I mean, I remember Kevin Moss's 1990 Upper Deck card selling for $20 in a hobby shop in Massachusetts, and me being like, "Oh my God, this is just insane." You know, the 85 Topps Mark McGwire card was over $200 raw.
Yeah, on a percentage basis, how much is that Kevin Moss down from its peak?
99.9%.
Yeah. So will the similar thing happen with these base cards?
I doubt it. I do think this is where the danger lies. And sales like this they worry us a little bit. I think a lot of people are just buying this to have it, and that's great. Like if you want some piece of Ohtani, you can get a cool looking card for under $100 at this point. That's great. Put it in your collection and enjoy it. Have the memories, especially if you're a Dodger fan. But if you're stockpiling these, you know, because you think in 5 years you're going to sell them for 10 times what they're going for today, I don't think that's a great strategy, Jeff.
Yeah, I think especially with the cards that are out there, with the cards that are widely available, now may be a good time to sell. As we talked about, some of the rarer cards might be tucked away in collections. So if you have a rarer card, selling it, you might not be able to get it back. But cards like this, you would always be able to get back. Just something to think about.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to find a time where these cards aren't available, as Jeff was saying. And it just seems like if we, you know, Ohtani is obviously, he's special. He's a unicorn, but his supply is going to outpace the demand on these base cards at some point.
Yeah, agreed.
So just be careful out there. It's fun. It's fun to watch these sales. It's fun to see the market react. And I think the Ohtani market, Jeff, is one of the most reactive that we've ever seen. We might see reactions based on going at bat to at bat in these first Tour World Series games.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a feeling we could be back with another one of these episodes before the year is complete. But there you have it. Just from this week, just from, as Chris said, him changing the narrative of his postseason career, really, especially this year, changing the narrative in one game, and that definitely affected his card market. So those were some of the crazier sales we saw. Please let us know in the comments if there's any we missed, if there's anything that stuck out to you, and if you're a fan of the bat knob, give Chris a heads up. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Yep. Enjoy the World Series.